just want to feed the trout. So I thought I would do a live and share this with you. But just before, I want to show you my chicks, because we got a lot of chicks. And it's pretty cool. We got 10 here. So that's of course the female here with the male. Here's the rooster. And I got a fair few on the other side. And there are different female. Okay, let's have a look at our trout. So as you can see, the pond is very green. It's green like crazy. I'm trimming this is Vietnamese mint actually. I'm trimming it regularly, but it's growing very much. And it removes a lot of nitrogen that I got in the pond, so it allows me to grow a lot of trout. So I started this batch with 400 fish, approximately maybe 350, and now I am. It's been a full year, because I had them in February when they were a few grams each. Now the fish are over a kilo, way over a kilo. I'm talking about the trout. And I sold a lot, but I still have a few. Those fish are excellent to eat, but they're also very nice to watch. That's something you can do in your backyard. Setting up an aquaponic system such as this one takes a bit of time. It's a bit of work, to dig the pond and the grow beds, 2 grow beds at the back. But the result is very nice. Create this kind of oasis in your backyard. And it's very different to any plastic setup that you can see most of the time online. And by the way, if you have any question, please don't hesitate while we are talking. I'm very happy to take a few minutes to talk with you. So I'm not really sure how live works, but I should be able to see your messages if you post anything. So what type of fish do I have here? I got golden trout, brook trout, classic rainbow trout. I got silver perch, goldfish, and a few other mosquito fish and little freshwater prawns. Actually, I made a video about that. I need to release this video. I need to edit. Yeah, I don't release a lot of videos at the moment because, to be honest, I really prefer spending time in my garden than editing videos. That's why I'm doing this live actually today. So I think it's better. I don't have to edit anything. And yeah, if you have any question, it's easier for me. So the type of food I give them, the brand is Creting. It's a type of aquaculture food that is floating. So there are different types of fish food. This one is floating. So when you throw the food away, when you throw the food in the pond, it's not going to sink. So if the fish don't eat it, you will see it straight away. I mean, here you see the fish eating, but you can see the pellets stay on the surface. So if they don't eat everything, you can see, and you can stop feeding them. So the size here is 5 millimeters. For those type of fish, I could definitely work on a 7 millimeters. But I still have a bag of 5 millimeters open, so that's what I feed them with, and there is no problem there. They eat it. So this fish food is composed of fish meal, fish protein, and that's basically the issue that I have personally. I love aquaponics. I think it's a really good way to grow food because, of course, you grow fish, but you also grow a lot of plants. But I don't feel really good with giving them this fish food that is made out of fish meal. So you have to understand the boats, the fishermen, they go out and they have to fish with small fish. Can be mackerel, it can be a lot of small fish, and then it's minced to make this powder that is making 50% of the fish pellet I give into my fish. Then there is also some vegetables meal inside. So yeah, that's really the tricky part for me. I'm not very proud of this. I tried to feed them with fly larvae and it worked really well. However, if you're like me, I live in a suburb, so I got neighbors and I don't have such a big land, and I don't want to do that too close to the house because it smells. So that's the limitation I have. Oh, by the way, I'm doing this live now, but I don't have much battery on my iPhone, so it may stop very suddenly, and I apologize for that, guys. But I thought, better doing a little video while I can. And if you like it, I may do another live later on. So I was talking about the fish food, and I really like doing my own fish food. But if it's smelly, it doesn't work in a suburb where you got a small land and you can't really do it very far from your house. If it's smelly, it's not the best. So if you live in a very warm climate, you will not be able to grow trout. You can grow other species of fish such as barramundi if you live in a tropical country, and you will be able to grow some soldier fly. The black soldier fly, BSF. And those ones, they don't smell that much and they are very efficient. They produce a lot of protein. So that's maybe something you want to think of. But myself, I can do that in Melbourne, in the south of Australia, because it's not warm enough. So the temperature of the pond at the moment is still probably around 18 degrees, I would say. And 18 degrees is basically the temperature where the trout are eating the most. Anything below 12 degrees, they eat less, way less. 16 to 18, they eat like crazy. And anything above 18, you have to be careful when you feed them because the water temperature is quite high then, and the fish don't digest that well. They need a lot of oxygen, they consume a lot of oxygen, so you don't want to feed them too much when you're higher than that. But 18 degrees is perfect. That's where you can push a bit your fish. So if you do that at home, you want to make sure your water parameters are okay before you push them because they can really eat a lot of food. So check your water parameters, make sure they are all good. And if it's the case, you can push them and give them a lot of food as long as as much as they can eat. So the fish food I am giving them here, what is interesting with this fish food is that the fish food is dry, right? And with 1 kilo of fish food, basically with 900 grams of fish food, I can produce 1 kilo of fish. So it's very interesting, the converting ratio is very good. And the reason why, mainly, is first, trout are very efficient fish to convert the fish food in fish flesh, but also because this fish food I am using is dry, right? It's only 14% moisture or less, while the fish content is 60-65% moisture. So you produce 1 kilo of fish with 1 kilo of fish food, but you thank you, Butter Nuggets. So much knowledge, can't wait to get your course. That's very kind of you, Matt. Yeah, the fish food is dry, so you can't compare. You can't really say, yes, with 1 kilo of fish food, I produce 1 kilo of fish. If you had this fish food hydrated, you would probably need 3 kilo of fish food to produce 1 kilo of fish. And the other thing to say is that to produce 1 kilo of this fish food, you need more than 1 kilo of fish, because the fish that are caught by the boat, they are also full of moisture, right? They are also around 60% moisture. So it's not because you give 1 kilo of fish food to your fish and you produce more than 1 kilo of fish with it, that it's very sustainable. Something you have to keep in mind. This is gold. We need to be very reasonable when we use fish food. We can't waste it, and this is a very scarce resource. It has an impact on the environment, so we need to keep it in mind. So let me show you a bit what we have in terms of plants growing here. So we have here, well, I have to say I'm back from holiday, right? I haven't been taking care of this very much. But let's have a look in the grow bed. That's a grow bed, yeah, and there is a cascade here that is going back into the pond. What we have silver beet. This is celery, and we got tomato, a lot of tomato plants. There is also some beans there that I didn't harvest, so I should have. And as you can see, the tomatoes, they start here, but then they go a bit nuts, a bit crazy, right? And now if you look at the cascade is full of tomato plants, unfortunately. Well, I should have managed it a bit better. But now let's have a look at the tomato that we have. So there is one there, as you can see. There is another one there. There are a few at the back there. I can see another one. Yeah, you can see a bit. And here. So, you know, they are very nice pieces, you know, a very nice size for tomato. The only issue I have is that those tomato, because here I got a big wall and you know, there is not much sun. So that's one of the problems I have. I am producing food, but I have not enough sunlight, so the fruits, they take a lot of time to turn red. Fortunately, this year I haven't had any issues with rodents, with birds or things like this. But it's not really good to keep the tomato too long like this. And I don't even know if some of them will turn. I know some of them will turn red, but I don't know if they will all turn red. So I've already picked a few and put them aside in inside next to the window, and hopefully it will turn red. Another thing that we had, this plant here, well, I didn't really monitor it, but this plant here was a butternut plants. So we got the fruit somewhere. That was there. Yeah, it is. And this fruit that is growing completely outside of the aquaponics system is still an aquaponics production. The fruit is here, completely outside of the system, but the base, the roots of this plant, the plant is dead now, right? But the roots of the plants are into the aquaponics grow bed. So this is also a type of production that you can have completely aside from the aquaponics system. You can let things run, you know, like zucchini or butter bean. You can let them run on the side of your aquaponics system. It doesn't need to grow inside. So here I just planted some kiwi fruit that have nothing to do with aquaponics. Or actually, it has. It's not. You see the limit of my pond. You see, I got the pond there. Actually, the limit of the liner is just there, and I just put the kiwi plant here. But what is very interesting, I got a female here and the male there. The male, I will let it run on the top of this tree, and I can let it run high, because why do we want a male? We want a male because I want the bees to be able to go there on the male and then to fecundate the female. So why I let the kiwi grow on the tree is because here on the tree it will develop some flowers, and the bees will be able to go on it, but I don't need to maintain it at my height. I don't need to pick anything from this. Only the bees will have to go. So I can let it run high I don't mind at all, you know, the tree is quite tall. And of course I will not manage to go there. I don't have to. It's going to be a nice plant to grow on the tree, but those two here, they are females. So I want to make sure they grow here at a manageable level. I may put some cables with wires. And you see in this garden I got some ornamental plants. So that's why I put the female there and the male along the tree. Now let me tell you about those kiwis. Why do I talk about kiwi plants here while we are talking about aquaponics? Is because I use the water from the pond to water all my plants there. So those plants, they are not in the aquaponics system, but they benefit from the aquaponics system. I will use the water to water all them, so they benefit from all the nutrients of the fish. And when I water them, I also water all those plants. Here I got some Tasmanian ferns. Very nice ferns, you know. They take ages to grow, but they look very nice. I mean, I like them. All this is water with the water from the aquaponics system. There we got an Amazonian queen as well. This plant there. This plant grew in the aquaponics system, and I thought I would put it here. Needs a lot of water. Well, I have the water from the aquaponics system. The pond of the aquaponics system, I fill it with rainwater. So no issue, I can come and water this. And I really like the leaves, they look really nice. This one is still a small one, but as you can see in the aquaponics system, I got some seriously big leaves, like really big. Look at the size of this leaf. It's really big. So it's something I really like. It really looks like Amazonia. Some of the plants, they are 3 meters high. So it looks very nice, you know. I really like it. So also the benefit of those plants, first, they look nice, but also they remove so much nitrogen from the pond. Because, you know, it's good to have trout, but you have to think that trout eat a lot of food. And if you have a lot of them, if you have kilos and kilos of trout in your pond, you need to make sure you got enough plants to absorb all this nitrogen. So myself, I got enough bacteria in my 2 grow beds. 1 grow bed here, 1 grow bed at the back there. What I needed is also to have enough veggies, and the surface of the grow bed is not enough to absorb all the nitrogen that is produced. I have enough bacteria to transform all the ammonia into nitrite and nitrate. But then I need some plant to be able to absorb all those nitrates. So those ornamental plants, they produce a lot. They produce a lot of leaves. And each time I remove an old leaf, I remove some nitrogen from the system, basically. So it's perfect. So now let's go here. As you can see, there is also a bit of life in this grow bed, and I need to really work on it. Do something here. I need to clean and plant some new things, but yeah, even here you can see there are a lot of tomatoes that grew on the side. So there is a bit of cleaning and harvest to do. I have already, we have harvested a few silver beets when we came back from holiday to do some pies, which is very nice. Tomorrow I'm selling some trout again, but then I will keep a few to make some eggs. So yes, you can eat the eggs of the trout. We call it trout caviar, and that's very nice, very tasty. It's something really I enjoy. So we do it in winter when they naturally spawn. So I will keep some females. I may breed a few as well, but to breed trout you need a special setup because the fungus can develop on the eggs. So I worked in trout hatcheries before, and I really liked it. But you know, you need a full setup. Here I don't have any equipment, so I may try to do a bit of breeding, but I can't tell for sure that I will be successful. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting experiment anyway. So that's it for this one. I don't think there are any questions from your side. Yeah, I don't see any question on the chat. So guys, I will stop it here. If you have any questions that come to your mind, you can leave it in the comment of the video, and I will give you some updates later on. When I have time, I will make more of those. Have a good one, guys.